Go ahead.
Helping Parents Heal is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting parents whose children have passed. Through support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. HPH goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non-dogmatic way. HPH affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non-religious background, and encourage open dialogue. Attendance at this meeting is voluntary. We hope the participants will learn from and share with each other. Discussions here are confidential and not designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Zoom meetings run by leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of HPH meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with children who have passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinions of Helping Parents Heal leaders and members, so we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Lisa. Boy, you read that so quickly. That's wonderful. Thank you for doing that. And it's perfect. We hear it all the time, sometimes twice a day, like today. Thanks for doing that. And again, we're thrilled to have Reverend Sue Frederick here. Many of you, or some of you, might have seen her last week at Unity. She was giving a presentation about angels that was absolutely beautiful. And there were quite a few Helping Parents Heal parents who joined. I'm going to read a short bio so that you know just a little bit more about her if you don't already. About Reverend Frederick. She is a lifelong intuitive, ordained Unity minister, master numerologist, and spiritual coach. She's the author of Angel Up, so it's a whole series of books. Today she'll be speaking about the journal, which is 33 days long, and I'm very excited to have her speak about that. The Sacred Numerology Workbook. I know all of you have been able to benefit from her numerology readings here on Zoom meetings as well as in person. The next book is I See Your Dream Job and Through a Divine Lens, but she's written many more than that. Her work is informed by 3 powerful shared death experiences and numerous out-of-body journeys and visions. She has been featured in the New York Times, in CNN.com, and the Yoga Journal, and has helped thousands of people worldwide connect to their angels, departed loved ones, and divine soul missions. Her work blends mystical insight with grounded spiritual tools. You can find out more information at www.suefrederick.com. And before I pass this over to Sue, I just want to say she's also an honorary board member of Helping Parents Heal. We're very, very grateful to her for that, as is Lisa is a board member. It takes being a shining light parent to be a board member. And so it's not a very fun criteria, but Lisa has 2 children in spirit, and she's also an incredibly talented medium and the affiliate leader of 2 groups and a caring listener as well. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Reverend Sue Frederick. Welcome, Sue.
Oh, it is such an honor to be speaking to this group. As many of you know, Helping Parents Heal is the most close to my heart thing I ever do or have any part of. It's truly, you are all angels on earth. And I'm honored to be talking about angels and what messages they have for us, especially today, because as we all feel, there's a lot of heaviness in the world today, a lot of heaviness in the air. And as I was meditating before I came on this Zoom, I was asking the angels, well, in this book, there's a 33-day program for shifting our energy. But what if we just have today and we need to shift our energy? And I opened the book, and that's the fun part about it. You can really just open the book and see where it falls. And it fell for me on chapter 6, the frequency of forgiveness. And so I thought, well, of course, this is a good time for us to talk about what the angels are saying and telling us about forgiveness, because we have to shift our frequency to the higher frequency of love, forgiveness, gratitude whenever we can. We know we can't do it 24/7, but whenever we can. And I feel like it's my job tonight to help all of us shift our frequency to that higher level so that we don't get pulled down into the fear, the anger, the blame, the negativity of our earth world. As we've talked about many times in these discussions, we are all souls on a journey. We are taking a brief lifetime here through the hard school of earth school. And we all agreed to come here not only to learn and evolve, but to help others learn and evolve, and also to shift our frequency here as humans on earth, no matter how painful things are. So many of you know all the things going on in the world and you feel it. And I was going to say, even if you don't watch the news and you don't know, you are empathic, all of you, because you have children in spirit and you have always been empathic, but this really opened the doorway to your empathy. And so you do feel the collective consciousness on days like this. So our first job is to try to find a way to raise our own frequency in spite of what's happening. And when we talk about forgiveness, that is such a powerful way to do it. And I love what the angels, the first sentence in this chapter that they say is, forgiveness is not about letting someone off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the heaviness of judgment, blame, and resentment. And, when we talk about forgiveness through the earth view of it, your human mind might say, oh, but that person deserves punishment or something. But our souls always have a different perspective on all of this. And the more we can lift our frequency, the more we're in touch with our higher self, our higher soul that understands, this world is the dance of light and dark, all of the soul agreements to help us grow and evolve and open our hearts. So by being forgiving, what we're really saying is, I see you as a soul on a journey here, doing exactly what you came here to do, doing your best as a soul, even when you behave in ways that I don't agree with or like. And from that soul perspective, we can find again that unconditional love, whether it's a family member you might be arguing with about something happening in the world, or simply arguing in your own head about things you are bothered by. When we lift above that to the frequency of forgiveness, it's just like drinking spring water, being in Colorado on a hike somewhere and finding a waterfall and a beautiful lake to sit in front of and drinking pure healing spring water. Now we remember all is well with my soul, no matter how hard things may feel on earth. So tonight in our meditation, I want to take you to that beautiful heavenly realm where we can sit by the waterfall and drink the cooling spring water and forget about the heaviness of this earth world for now. So I thought I would just talk about what your meditation could be. And you don't have to do this now. This could be something you do later tonight. It's in that frequency chapter, the forgiveness chapter. Close your eyes and visualize the person or situation you need to forgive. Now imagine a beam of golden light surrounding both of you. Inhale deeply and say silently, I understand that we made a soul agreement to break each other open for growth. I embrace the soul lesson of this relationship or circumstance. I release you. Exhale slowly and say, ah, I free myself from this heavy energy. Repeat for 3 to 5 minutes. Let the light dissolve judgment and restore peace in your heart. This is something we can do on a daily basis here on earth, but especially at times like this, because your children want you feeling that love and that spirit connection in that higher frequency. When our departed see us down in the pain and negativity, of course they understand because they remember how hard the earth life is, but they want us to feel better. It's always whenever I connect to spirit or Lisa connects to spirit, anyone, we know that their message is, I love you. I want you to feel better. I want you to be happy. I want you to live your life. And when we are in our negative space, we're not fulfilling really that greatness that we have the potential for. And so just doing a little exercise like this, maybe before you go to bed, could help you. And here's the channeled message from the angels about forgiveness. Beloved one, release the weight that you were never meant to carry. We see how it has hardened your heart. Forgiveness is not forgetting, it is remembering your divine self. And I'll just stop there and say, that's what we're trying to do. Remember our own divinity, because when we remember our divinity, that we are part of God, we can remember that everyone is part of God, even those who misbehave as we see it on earth. And yeah, there's a lot of misbehaving happening here on earth. But the minute we pull back into that remembrance, that memory, this is actually a divine universe, and I am a divine being who came here on purpose. I agreed to walk the journey I'm walking. Now we step back into that remembrance of who we really are. So, Elizabeth, you wanted me to also talk about gratitude and frequency shifters. Is that correct?
That would be wonderful if you have
Yeah.
time to just being able to allow people to know that these different ways of thinking can actually change our frequency, but also allow us to be closer to our children in spirit and connect with them. So thank you, Sue.
So it's when Elizabeth told me she wanted me to do this, there's the book. I opened it to the day 3, raising your frequency. And I just want you guys to know that even though I supposedly wrote this, the angels really wrote it. Every single morning when I sit down to have my coffee, I let it fall open. And I know that whatever lesson or page it lands on is what I need for the day. So I'm just trying to tell you how these things can help, because Earth is hard, people. We know that, right? So in the Raising Your Frequency chapter, it says, everything in the universe is energy, including your thoughts, emotions, and intentions. You are not a solid body, but a radiant field of vibration. Look at this picture behind me. When you see this picture, you can really more understand what that means, that we are radiant fields of vibration and that we all have light shooting up from our hearts to lighten and enlighten the world and enlighten the darkness. That is our role here. The frequency you hold determines what you attract, how you feel, and how connected you are to divine guidance. But I just want to correct that. It's corrected later in here. That doesn't mean that if you've had a devastating loss that you attracted that, because that is not how it works. There are certain things in our life plan that we agree to before the life. But as we come to that event, how we walk through it determines our how we get through it, how fast we're able to find the light and, become part of helping parents heal, but it's up to us. That's our free will part. But we will never be able to avoid the things that we have made soul agreements for before the lifetime. But with frequency shifting, we can walk through them in more love, in more grace, in more light. So when you consciously shift into higher frequencies, love, gratitude, and compassion, you begin to resonate with the angelic realm. You hear their guidance more clearly. You feel their purpose more deeply. You become a beacon of light in a world that desperately needs it. So this is where we recognize that the angels are our helpers, our first responders. When we want to feel better, we can simply say, my favorite prayer, angels lift me, love me, help me, heal me. You know, I woke up this morning to my brother texting our family text, all of this anger and stuff about the world. And it was before I hardly even woke up, like my phone dinged, and that's what was going on. And so I just turned off my phone right away and I just sat in bed going, oh, angels, this is going to be a day. Lift me, love me, help me, heal me. And that short little mantra, you all say it with me right now. You don't have to unmute, you can stay muted, but let's say it together. Angels, lift me, love me, help me, heal me. Let's say it again. Angels, lift me, love me, help me, heal me. That is your quickest way to feel their love. And once you feel that love coming into your heart, it lightens your burden of grief, of pain. And that's all that we want for all of us, is to feel a little bit lighter, a little bit less burdened with pain, with grief, with sadness, with heaviness or anger and blame. All of those are such hard, dense emotions. And boy, you are right if you are feeling that it's been a hard few days in the world. It's been difficult. But I'm here to tell you, the angels never leave us. They're with us every moment, wrapping their arms around us, trying to show us the love, trying to get us to laugh, trying to get us to feel and know that we're never alone. So does anyone have a question, or does Elizabeth have a question before we move on?
This is beautiful, and unless someone else wants to ask a question, and maybe you could put it in the chat box as Sue is speaking, we'll keep going. Is everything understandable and no questions? I guess not. So go ahead.
All righty. So in the angel books, and especially in this Angel Up journal, you know, the thing that has helped me the most is every time I open the book, I'm just doing it right now, there's something in it that sparks me and helps me see the world in a different place. Day 17, calling in angelic help. We just did that. And it's like the angels heard us because I opened the book and it goes right to that. They know we're calling them in. And by the way, that reminds me of the best thing that happened at Unity of Phoenix when we were there all together for the angel talk was that at one point I had put up on the slide the angel that had appeared in my bedroom in 2023. And I said the words, and she said, and then there were these three very loud electronic beeps. You can hear it on the recording. And they were loud and they went beep, 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 like, we love you. I'm not kidding you guys. And we all just went, ah, what was that? You know, and the tech guys were going, what was that? Like nobody knew. So this is how easy and fun even that it is to feel those angels. They know everything we're doing. Oh, here's a good question, I think. Do you want me to look at that question, Elizabeth?
Sure, you're welcome to, or I can read it for you.
Okay, yeah, if you can read it.
So Marina is asking, if angels support us, how come they allow such horrible murders of innocent people to happen?
I'm really glad that you brought that question up. You know, those are the hard questions that we have in this world that we really need to have an answer that begins to make sense, make us have peace in the world. And again, I want to say to Marina, you're absolutely right. There are terrible things that happen in this world that innocent people are killed, you know. And when we look at it through that human lens, there's no making peace with that. There's no saying this is a good world. And yet, when we pull back, and the reason I have this picture here is because the angels gave me this out of body vision in 2014 and said, you have to know that each human on earth has a light in their heart. And when they open their heart to love another person, that light shoots up, and it's always overcoming the darkness being hatred and violence and fear and all of that stuff. And they told me then, they said, you have to remember the light is always winning, but we can't see it in the close-up everyday view or the human lens of life. We have to pull back. And that's why we're going to go on the guided meditation and see it from the soul's view, or we can call it the higher self view, because all of you have an enormous soul, and your higher self stays in the heavenly realms when you incarnate on earth, and you have to squeeze a piece of yourself, of your soul, into this earth world and into these tiny earth bodies and earth personalities to be here in these dense realms. But you're always still connected to your higher self that lives in the energy of God and unconditional love and wisdom and understanding. That part of you, of all of you, remember that this is a world of soul agreements, of the interplay of light and dark, that we've come to it on purpose, but it's not the real world. The real world is the invisible world to our human eyes, but the very visible world of the soul. And you know, I get to take clients on these journeys into the other realm when we do our sessions. And at the end, I'll say, what was the most significant part of that for you? And they get to see their departed child in that experience and see God and the angels and talk to their guides. And afterwards, so many of them say, what was significant about it was that it was real. And these are people like you all. These are not people who, you know, are very gifted mediums or anything like that. These are everyday people who say, it's a real world. Yes, our soul knows this and our soul remembers it. And at night, often we leave our body and go back to the heavenly realms for renewal, for healing, for connecting with our departed. And then we come back in these human bodies and wake up in the morning, and the first thing that happens is the phone is dinging with somebody in your family arguing with the family. And we're brought back to the earth realm. We're brought back to the very small view of who we are as humans. But we're not humans. I mean, I know that's a terrible thing to say. We are beings of divine light wearing a temporary human costume. So I guess my answer, beautiful Marina, is yes, your human self will always see the inequities of life, but your child in spirit is living in that bigger view, that heavenly understanding that the light is always winning in the soul's view of it. I hope that answers your question.
That's beautiful. And I just wanted to ask you something else that I think is a question that we've had a lot from parents lately. And that is obviously our kids are very evolved souls. But when we are completing our life contract, are we doing this in collaboration with our children? And are they also completing something on the other
Yeah.
side?
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, before we come to Earth, you guys are not alone getting ready to come to Earth. You're with your whole soul family, including your children who are now in spirit. And you're with the people who break your heart here on Earth. And you're all together and you're saying, hey, let's go down there at this really hard time on earth and see if we can help shift it with love, with compassion, with wisdom, with forgiveness. And please help me wake up and remember who I am when I'm down there, and remind me that I'm a soul on a journey, not just a physical being. Remind me that I'm part of God, that my gift is my love. And our loved ones go, okay, so you're asking for an accelerated growth life. So we're going to really break you wide open. We're going to break you open. I know that my husband, Paul, was part of my agreement. He was going to break me open when I was 29 years old so that I could walk the grief journey for a long time and then finally get to a place where I could turn around and help others. That's what we're all here to do. And so all of you have walked through that devastating pain of having a child leave. And yet, this is an agreement you made with your child, who's not a child, who's an eternal, ageless being as you are, and with your guide and counsel. Your guides would never let you come here on an earth plan that you were not going to be able to accomplish or succeed at. They would never agree to that. And so, if you're here in this moment asking, why am I here? What is my purpose? You have a divine purpose in this moment. And even if you can't see it today, if you just keep asking that question and looking for that light, you will find it. I promise you. And this is also why I love numerology. Um, I don't know if that was my phone or what. I don't know.
I
That
don't,
was.
I think it was mine. I'm so sorry. I think
Well,
it was not my
it's
phone, but the computer actually.
It's okay, but I was just going to say I love numerology because it does help us see these cycles in our lives, and how right now, you may be in a year where it's just about feeling the pain. It's just about releasing pain, moving it through you at the end of a cycle. But when a new cycle starts, I guarantee there's going to be new views, new images, new ideas that bring you to understanding the purpose of things. So be where you are, be in it, feel the pain, and at the same time, ask the angels to help you. Ask them to help you see your purpose, help you to see how to move through this. And that other question was, do you mean the victim agreed to this plan? Yes, and that is something so hard for us to understand. And I sort of had a little soul conversation with the victim of this shooting that's in the news. And what I got from it was, that he agreed to come in and be someone who would really stir up a lot of light and dark ideas and conversation, because it's all needing to be brought to the surface where we can heal it and deal with it and try to get rid of the hatred that's so prevalent on earth right now. He agreed to be that lightning rod, you could say, and that his soul is completely free and in the heavenly realms, and looking at all of this right now and trying to help heal it, because he is connected to his own higher soul. So the earth view will tell us everything is dark and painful and pointless, but your soul and your higher self will always show you the bigger purpose of it. And it's just up to us about how soon we walk that journey of seeing the light and the purpose in our pain. Is there any other question? When I went to work with the dads at Helping Fathers Heal, the day I walked into that group, there was a lot of pain in that group. You could feel it. And of course, dads grieve differently than the moms. And they weren't crying, but the energy was heavy, whereas women are happy to cry, and it sort of helps move some of that pain out. So what I said to them was, give me your hard questions that you're afraid to ask, that the questions that make people mad, the questions that nobody answers for you. And they did. They just pulled all those really hard questions, like the one that someone just asked. And I was happy to talk about all of those things and what I've learned about all of that. And by the way, you guys, I've been at this for like 40 something years trying to figure this out since Paul died. So if you had asked me all that in my early 30s, after it had happened, I would have said, I don't believe there is goodness in this universe. I can't find it. I was struggling just like you. But just like you, I'm saying you're here for a reason. You're walking it for a reason. And someday, in your own way, you're going to be making a huge difference, helping others in your unique way. I promise you that with all my heart and soul.
And I do too. I think that this is a huge opportunity when something like this happens to realize that we're here to help others. And that's a beautiful way of saying it, Sue. We have one more question, and
And then we should do our
usually,
meditation,
yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely. Usually in these meetings, we always have someone who would like to know a little bit more about suicide. So
Mm.
Jackie is saying, if my son's suicide has cracked me wide open to love and pain and experiencing great grief, was this suicide part of his soul plan and our agreement before we came here?
Yeah, it was. And I know a lot of mediums disagree with me about this. And I think about it a lot because I'm really good friends with Farah Gibson, and we kind of see this question differently. But what souls have told me, and again, it's my departed husband is still my best teacher. He's always coming in and telling me how to get it right. And he has a job in heaven, as he's shown me, where he helps people who are crossing over to do their soul review. And if you ever knew Paul when he was here on earth, he was such a counselor like that. And to know that he's doing that in heaven when people cross. And he said, and especially people who cross in pain and confusion. So, suicide is when a soul says, I sense that the ending of my life plan for this life is coming. It's an intuitive feeling where they go, I just know that I've gone as far as I can go in this life. And it's the soul saying that, not always the conscious voice, okay? And the soul senses that that exit is coming because there's no changing our final exit points. And anyone who tells you that that's a choice, they're confused because when we make the life plan, we pick that final exit point. And I keep joking that I thought mine would be way sooner than this. Now I'm really worried that I've, missed it or something and I'll never get out of here. But Paul and the angels go, don't worry, it's coming soon, don't worry. But when we have someone who crosses of their own intention, it's because they sense that ending coming. They may not understand it, but they just know that their time is up here. And they may, if they hadn't done it themselves, probably a car accident the next week, but they will possibly choose how exactly that happens. So, for example, if they don't want mom to see a car accident or something, then it could be done in a different way so that the parents aren't traumatized. Those kinds of things, I think, do filter down. And we've all heard of things like, it was the one night that I didn't check in on my child, that your child crosses. And those are never accidents. They are intentional exits that were meant to be taken, when no one was around because that's how the soul wanted it. Does that answer your question? I can't remember.
So yes, I think that Jackie is saying it makes so much sense. I wanted to just add something if possible.
Mhm.
I have heard from many people that the most evolved souls choose suicide as an exit point. On the other side, they choose this because it's something that is very difficult here on Earth, and it's something that allows for a lot of people to evolve here on Earth.
A lot of soul reflection happens here on earth when someone exits that way. You're exactly right. So if your loved one has exited that way. It is such a huge gift of your own spiritual awakening. I mean, we talk about forgiveness and unconditional love. Nothing calls that forward more than having a loved one take their life, because we love them unconditionally no matter what. And here they have, according to the human realm, sometimes caused great pain to us. And yet, from the soul's realm view, they have caused great awakening and the true recognition of what unconditional love means.
Beautiful. And I think that it's important to, again, Sue was talking about exit points. If it hadn't happened by suicide, it would have happened in a car accident. Our kids had already signed this contract with us, and we do have several exit points. But again, this is all about the soul plan. I remember when I was just 2 years into my grief, into my healing journey. At the time, it was more of a grief journey, but I myself couldn't imagine the possibility of me signing a contract with either Morgan or Chelsea. So it really is one of those things that you should take whatever resonates with you
Yeah.
and leave the rest behind, because nobody has to believe in soul
Yeah,
plans to
that's right.
be able
And
to.
the other thing is, you are absolutely right. Your human self, the human part of you, would never have agreed to that. Of course not. You know, we would never agree to see a loved one, especially a child, cross over before us. But in the heavenly realms, there's a different understanding of things. And there's no human words we can put to that to help us, really. It's more about these meditations and experiences where we get to lift into that realm. And even if you have a near-death experience or an out-of-body experience or shared death experience, you get to go there and feel that incredible unconditional love that is the God source, that is what makes up this universe. And it is not a realm of judgment or hatred or condemning people. It is a pure realm of love like you have never felt on earth. That is our origin, and that is where we return, and that is where we make our soul plans. And so part of the problem is when we're in that realm, we kind of forget. I often joke, it's like labor for women. We have a baby and the labor. I remember after Sarah was born, I was 43 when she was born, and I had had these tiny little hips. And after she was born, I was like, I will never go through that again. I don't understand how all these people on earth are being born. That is the most horrible pain. And then, like a month later, you're thinking, well, I could do it again. And that's kind of how I want you to imagine, you are up in the heavenly realms and you're going, yeah, I can walk through that again because I really want to help people and I want to grow and evolve my soul and keep up with the people I love who are growing and evolving so rapidly, who are your children in this lifetime. And so we agree to it. And then we get down here and we're in the worst labor pain you could ever imagine. And we are absolutely sure we did not choose this. And then when we exit, we're back in the higher realms and we're like, wow, look, I got through that. And look how I woke up. And look how I loved so much better. And look at those people I helped. And somebody goes, hey, you want to go down there again and help? And sooner or later, you guys are going to go, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Do that. Well, I just want to tell you that Sylvia is saying that this makes so much sense to me, Sue, and gives me great comfort. Thank you so much. And then she also says, yes, our whole family has evolved through this event. So what you were saying resonates with her. We do have one other question, but I think we probably better get to the meditation. I apologize to Sylvia, but I encourage you to reach out by email to Sue.
Yeah.
I know that she would help you with that question.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway,
All
would
right.
you like to get started? Do you want to?
I'll start my music, make sure that's working okay. Is that something you can hear?
Not yet. Lisa can hear it though. I can hear it just a little bit.
You know what, you guys, I always have trouble with my music on this particular Zoom, and I don't know why. So
Can you make it just a little bit louder, or is that the loudest?
I don't know. I don't think it's working right. It sounds like it's coming in and out.
We
You want
can
me to put
hear
mine
it.
on? I have my speakers right behind me if you'd like for me to,
y-
but I don't.
you guys raise your hands if the music is good for you. And what do you see, Elizabeth?
Oh, pretty many think
Okay.
that it's good. So let's just go on with
Okay.
it. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I mean, I can hear it, but it's
that's
very,
good. And if it's ever not good, please, either turn it off yourself, because I think as a co-host, you can turn it off. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to bother you guys with music that isn't working, but on the other hand, it does help us. So let's all of us now, we're going to go into the heavenly realms, and you're going to get to talk to your beautiful children and the angels, and you can even ask them these hard questions that we're talking about. And we're going to go visit those incredible waterfalls and healing places so that when you come back to this earth life, you feel very, very at peace, open-hearted, and grateful. So we inhale 1, and again 2, and again 3. And I want you to feel and be aware of a purple globe of light above your head that represents complete healing of your body, mind, and spirit, and complete alignment with your higher soul, the part of you that is always connected to the God source, always enveloped in unconditional love and wisdom. As this purple light moves down through the top of your head, it quiets your thoughts. It calms your mind. You feel your facial muscles relaxing, your jaw, your mouth relax. We're letting go of all the ways that we have to be human in this world, the words we speak, the things we worry about, the burdens we carry, all being released, healed, realigned. And the light continues down, opening the heart and chest area. Feel the expansiveness of your heart chakra. This is your most powerful center, always connected to God, to unconditional love. This is where you know that you are a divine being of love. Breathe in that awareness. That is your essence. Everything that has happened to you, every circumstance you have faced, is nothing compared to the power of your unconditionally healing and loving heart. Feel that running through you, directly from God, through you, and out of your heart chakra to the world. And now the purple light continues down through every internal organ, every cell, muscle, and tissue, healing, restoring, realigning with your higher self. And now all your earthly tension releases through the bottom of your feet. Let it go. And in this moment, with your eyes closed, you feel the golden light of God's love around you. This is not a personalized, punishing being. This is a source and a force of unconditional love washing over you and through you. Ah, you remember now. This is how you feel in the higher realms, enveloped in love, lifted above pain, and with that memory restored, we lift joyfully up out of the human body, rising up into the heavenly realms. We're going to move up the 10 stairs of light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we move through the tunnel of light that all souls journey through between lifetimes. And already you see your beloved departed child or children waiting in the light at the end of the tunnel. They look happy and healthy and joyful, maybe more joyful and alive than you ever remember seeing them. They are fully aligned with their higher selves. And we move towards them with our hearts open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And into the arms of your beautiful children. And they're laughing. You can hear their laughter. They're pulling you out into these incredible realms which they want you to see, to know how real they are. And first they're saying, take my hand, look into my eyes, soul to soul. See how happy and joyful I am here. Hug them, kiss them, smell them, feel their hair, their arms, their presence. Hear their laughter. And now they're taking you arm in arm, saying, we're going for a walk. I'm going to show you the healing place where I came when I first crossed over. And now they're taking you through a forest-covered path. You might see the flowers, the birds, the animals, the vivid colors, more alive and beautiful than on earth. And now you're brought out into the healing pools of the heavenly realms. And your child is laughing with you, going, this is where we wash off our earth pain. And this is where I came to wash off my earth trauma when I first arrived. And they're taking you into the water, pulling you to swim under the water with them, washing off your earth worries, your fear, your grief. They're pulling you through this water and now standing up under the waterfalls with you, saying, Mom, Dad, look at me. This is real. This is joy. And they're looking at you with so much aliveness, so much love, soul to soul. Just let them hold you for a moment. Just let them love you. Let this waterfall wash away your pain, your conflict. Oh, it's such a relief to let that earth pain go away. And now we pull out to float on our backs with our child next to us, holding hands. And your child is floating here with you, laughing, pointing up at points of light in the sky, talking about other realms and stars and how vast everything is, how beautiful it all is. And as you feel this water rocking you, holding you, nurturing you, they want you to know that that's the love, the unconditional love that runs through the universe, that is always supporting you on earth, even when you can't feel it or believe it. It's there. Trust it. And now your child is taking you up on these incredible mountaintops from the heavenly realms, where you get that incredible view of so much expansive space, including seeing the earth world at a distance. And they're saying, yeah, that is a place of evolution. There's a lot of light and dark there at play. Don't get pulled into the darkness. You have so much light, Mom. Let your heart send that light to everyone. Be that lighthouse for everyone. And your child is saying, of course you can do it. I'm with you, helping you there. Ask your child now to give you a sign in the next 24 hours that they're with you. And don't tell them what the sign has to look like. Just tell them, make it a sign that will be unforgettable, something that will pull me out of my everyday doldrums. And I'll go, wow, that really is my child. And it'll make you laugh. And your child is going, piece of cake. I love doing that for you. And so now they want to see you laugh before they let you return to earth. So sit with your child for a moment and just do something with them that they always loved, that made them laugh, that made you laugh. Be there with them now, laughing together. And now your child is walking back with you, saying, yes, I'm with you in that world that you're in every day, but you can also come here to this world and see what my job is in my life here. And you're promising them that every day you'll lift into this world to see them, to be with them. And they're hugging you. And now you're turning and moving back through that tunnel. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back down the 10 stairs of light. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe back into your body. And again. And again. And as you come back to your earth world life, remember you can go to those heavenly realms on your own anytime with a little meditation, a little quieting of the mind, a little opening of the heart. And so it is. Thank you.
That was absolutely beautiful. I feel so much lighter. I hope everyone on here also feels lighter. I think that it's always such a nice thing to be able to come together as a group. I love these hearts that are exploding too on here. And I just want to say that Reverend Sue is obviously an honorary board member. She's also going to be speaking at the next conference, and we're very excited about it. And she's going to be doing meditations there as well for us. Lisa, as well, of course, is going to be at our next conference. And we can't wait for that to happen. We hope that all of you will be there. Does anyone have any questions or any thoughts about the meditation? Were you able to speak to your child, feel your child? I'm sure that all of us would like to know, but Sue would like to know as well. What we have here is thank you, so beautiful. It's working for me. I can. Yes, our whole family has, okay, let's evolve through this event. That was before. It's so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. That was amazing. Thank you. I love it. Thank you for, okay. And then thank you, Reverend Sue. That was so very beautiful. Meg is saying you have such a beautiful way with talking through these meditations. Thank you. Sylvia is saying thank you. It was so peaceful. And Lisa's saying your voice is so angelic. Sue, we do believe that Sue is an angel. So, and
Well, so are you, Elizabeth, and
right.
so are you, Lisa.
And well, I don't know, but I know for sure you are. I know that Lisa is too. But no matter what, it's this will be available for people to redo if you like to. So you can go back to our YouTube videos and be able to experience this again.
And
And
Elizabeth, I have a YouTube channel that's free and they can just find it on YouTube. And I have many of these kinds of meditations that are free that they can just go and listen to. And it's just, YouTube at Sue Frederick. So they can find it there.
is that how you do a YouTube moniker, I guess? YouTube.
YouTube.com// at Sue Frederick, I think is how you get to it.
At Sue Frederick. But I think that if you just search Sue Frederick
Yeah.
on YouTube, you'll probably be able to pull it up. So let's see, I'm just Sue Frederick. Okay, and there's a space in between, but it's just because your name popped up in blue. But anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you for explaining about this beautiful journal. Maybe you could hold it up again for us so that we can see it. So this is a 33-day journal. It's a sacred journey that we take through meditation, through all of these beautiful chapters. And again, once you've finished, it's such a great reference to be able to go back and simply open the book and find something that is important and relevant in your day on that day. So, thank you again. Do you have any parting words that you wanted to say before we close?
That you are all advanced angelic souls, and it's always an honor to be with you and with the angels. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Sue. What about you, Lisa? Any parting thoughts?
I just adore Sue. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you, Elizabeth. Sue, you're fascinating. You're amazing.
So are you, Lisa. And
Thank
you're my
you.
favorite football fan friend.
Yes, these two ladies are so peaceful. They're such peaceful
And
people
we went to a
and
football
evolved,
game
and they
together,
love football.
and we had so much fun.
Anyway, let's go ahead and ask everybody to unmute and say thank you to Sue, and then good evening if you'd like to. We'd love to have you do that.
Thank you, Sue.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank
Have a
you.
good night.
Thank you.
Sue.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you,
Yep.
Sue.
Thank
Have
you.
a wonderful rest of the evening. And thank you again to Reverend Sue, to Lisa, and to all your kids for bringing you here. Bye-bye. Take care, everyone.